thanks everybody for tuning into our podcast today. Mike Monteforte here with my Chief Marketing Officer, Nicole Rego, and with my good friend and colleague, Tom Foster from Foster Web Marketing. Tom, thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate it. You've had me on your podcast a number of times, so I appreciate you taking the time and coming on and talking with us a little bit.
Sure.
It's God, how long has it been? We've known each other 3 years now, maybe?
I don't know. It seems like a lot longer than that. I feel like I've always known you my whole life. We just kind of like, it's like that with some clients. You just, connect and you become friends. I'm sure you guys got that too, where you become like, friends with your clients. But yeah, it's been a great time.
Yeah, I think, when I attended my first GLM conference, whether it was maybe 3 years ago, 4 years ago now, whatever the case may be, and we met, and I met Matt as well.
That's right.
It was kind of when I was trying to get my practice moving and over the hump to the next level, and figured out that, getting you guys involved to do my website was going to be instrumental.
Did you have Nicole then?
Not then, not when you and I first met and we did kind of the first edition of.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Like, who was it? Just you by yourself, or was it you and?
I think it was me and one employee. My assistant Jen was with me at the time, but she was not involved with the marketing stuff. I was doing it all myself.
It's just yourself, right? And how long had you been on your own?
Oh my God, at that point, 10 years, I think.
So on your own, 10 years with you and just one other person?
We had plateaued and we were the flattest line possible. I think, we were doing okay. I was earning a good living and paying the bills, but that's it.
Right.
And when I found.
You can't scale that way.
No. And then when I found GLM and found you guys, is that when I said, okay, this is the way that I'm going to be able to grow.
GLM is Great Legal Marketing, right? So Great Legal Marketing, which is Ben Glass, really is the philosophy, who's another great lawyer, and Charlie Mann runs that. And that is just a really kind of like almost a mastermind coaching group where you learn how to run your business pretty much, right, Mike? I mean, like that.
Absolutely. I mean, helping you systemize, helping you come up with something that you can scale, because what I was doing before, just, impossible to scale any kind of way.
Well, plus you didn't really know. I mean, like you were a trained lawyer, right? And you're a very good lawyer, obviously. You're a great lawyer, and that's what you're supposed to be. And they didn't teach you in law school the business side of being a lawyer. They taught you law. When you first get started, you need help. And so that's where you go to Great Legal Marketing. And that's where you get the blueprint to do everything, right?
Yeah. And putting their kind of philosophies to work is what helped me just change my practice completely, to the point where we've seen, growth over the last several years. And again, getting you guys involved. Yes, you guys put together the website for us, which, was amazing and really was a tool that we used as kind of the central piece of our marketing. But beyond that, even more so than just the site itself, has been hopping on, the calls with you every month for the last however many years.
Yeah. Well, and that's the coaching part. And that's really, you don't know what you don't know. I mean, you don't know. And there's a lot to this. And, like what we were just saying, you were trained to be a lawyer. That's what you went to school for. Nicole, what did you go to school for?
Marketing.
Imagine. Wow. Well, look at that. Okay. So a lawyer that doesn't know how to do marketing hires a marketing person that has been trained in the art of marketing.
Right.
And when you hired her, how many years ago?
1.
Yeah.
Really,
A little bit over
A
one.
little bit over a year.
Yeah.
but you've known each other for a long time, right? I
A
mean,
little
you've
bit
known each
longer
other
than
for
that, but
Yeah.
a little over a year. Nicole
Okay.
started part-time, and
Yeah.
that because that's all I could afford her was part-time
Right.
at first. And then I figured out, okay, I need to figure out a way to get her on your full-time with what she brought to the table. So how long have you been full-time? Not quite a year.
No, I
That's
started
true. I
full-time in
remember
July.
that now.
Yeah, I started
So
full-time.
who's the office manager? Who's running the show?
So that's Ashley.
That's right, Ashley. Right.
Yeah, she tells me where to go and when to go there and who to see, who to talk
Right.
to, and
So that's another really important piece of it is like having somebody that you can turn to that can run the operations. So like those are, like it's funny because I was just talking to Charlie, man, an hour ago about this very thing about how quite often the issue with a lawyer, well, any business is not marketing. That's part of it, of course, but it's the back office. It's like, what's going on when the phone rings? Who's answering the phone? We're just one of my clients. We were doing some what we call secret shopper calls, which is just testing the call numbers. We do as a service, and he called and he just got the voicemail box is full.
Oh man, nothing worse. Forget it. Kiss that client goodbye.
Right. But yet he's like, I'm not getting any, or whatever, and he's paying for all of this SEO and he's paying for all this, but yet it's not the marketing that's the problem, it's the operations that's the problem.
Yeah.
So and the point is you can't do it all. And look, you figured that out early on. That's kind of like everybody that doesn't know, that's not a lawyer that doesn't know Michael from GLM. Michael's kind of like the celebrity of great legal marketing. Mike and Nicole. It's all talk about Monteforte because truly you guys have taken all of the systems, and that's what they call them at great legal marketing, is the systems, and you've implemented them as you've grown. There's still way more to go as you grow, as you scale, but they have all the tools. And fortunately, they introduced you to us, right?
Yeah. And it's
and we built a trust, right?
Yeah.
And I said, hey, try this way, Mike, right? Try doing it this way organically, and you did it, and you followed through. It's no different than like try P90X or try this program.
Yep.
Just the ideas that from doing these calls, doing the coaching calls together,
right. Let's find our perfect client. Let's write to our perfect client. Let's try these campaigns. And you were doing all that yourself, before Nicole. I mean, like Nicole is just skyrocketed, but credit where credit is due, because you're the one that came up with the Game of Thrones blog, which is ladies and gentlemen, this is like one of the best things ever done. This was a conversation that you and I had. I think it was April, like of whatever year, 2018. It seems like so long ago. Yeah, it's so long ago. And you're like, I'm an estate planner in Boston, or like, like you're not going to get there overnight. You got to do things smartly. And you can't wait for Google to pick you up and index you. I'm not saying that's not important.
Sure.
That is something, but that takes time. But you can't wait. So you have to do other creative campaigns. Nicole's, you're a marketing person. You got to do marketing. Yeah. So this is what we're doing. We're doing content marketing. We're doing educational based marketing. We're doing, and so like, we're thinking about, well, what's going on? You got a list. I think it was 600 people on your list.
Yeah,
right?
Maybe even less back then.
Yeah, of past clients, attorneys, friends, family, everybody that knows you, everybody that knows your particular style. You're a funny guy, you're a fun guy. People remember you. And so it was basically just be yourself and be what you want to your list. And I don't even know how we got on the conversation of Game of Thrones.
I don't remember either. It was random. We were talking about, I think the finale was, it was final season. And
we weren't happy about it.
And
some, I think that, we were like, hey, that would be funny to do something like if I was to do an estate plan for advice for Jon Snow's estate plan or something like that.
Right.
And you got it right away. And you couldn't even wait to get off the damn phone. You were like, thank you.
Yeah.
See you later.
And poured out of me. Really, I couldn't type fast enough.
I know, it was fantastic. It's still on your site right now. You should share it in the description here so everybody can see it, along with the other infamous one we'll get to in a minute. That was Nicole's doing.
It's funny, I look back at it now because I did that one myself, so I look at the the pictures and things like that, and it's not nearly as pretty.
No, it's not as designed.
Nicole makes them now,
but it worked.
But yeah, it was there was nothing of the kind that I had on the site or had ever done before. It was just completely different.
This was not, and just for everybody, this was not about SEO. This was about providing an opinion, kind of a punch in the face thing that comes in your email that's different than everything else. So during a time where everybody or most of the world is bitching about the Game of Thrones, you get an email about my advice to Jon Snow. That is top of mind.
Right.
And you got a bunch of opens and you ended up getting 4 clients out of that.
Yep.
That one email.
One post. Yeah. And
right.
And it was, so I mean, it cost me nothing to do,
Just your time.
Granted, a little bit of time. I wrote it super fast, found a few photos, threw them in there, and I can directly relate 4 clients to it, and there's probably more that came along after that, but 4 I know directly from that the post.
And then, so hey, that's what you want to do. You know the formula. Make sure that you're posting things about what's going on in the news. We just talked about, like, when people pass away or what's going on. Like, we were just talking about your what's the one that Hank Aaron. You're going to do that one. That one's coming out. Hank Aaron. That's timely. You did the Kenny Rogers one, the Rick Ocasek one. It was another good one about, and it's really in the Prince you've done a couple of times, the mess of Prince's estate. That's still, you can't believe this stuff.
His is still going on. And the other thing is we've been able to re-push some of those because new things come out in the news.
Every day my phone pops with who died.
Yeah.
There's something wrong, or I don't know if it's wrong. It just is with human beings that can't, like, who died? Oh my God, tell me about the death rate, death count, numbers, and who. And then we're like fascinated with this person we didn't even give a shit about for years and years and years and years and years until we hear that they died.
Yeah.
So point is, like, capitalize on human emotion with information that they want to know anyway.
Right.
Speaking of, the other great one that we got to bring up, which is Nicole's baby, remember when COVID hit back in March, there was another sensational phenomena that spread across the country and the world called the Tiger King.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Joe Exotic,
who, like, back then it was like, oh, COVID will be here, for a couple of weeks and we'll be back to work. And so, yeah, sure. Everybody was like, it's a snow day.
Yeah.
Let's all go binge watch some Netflix. And Tiger King was the first one on that list that everybody. And so you did a great blog post and email, and visually it was fantastic. So it was perfect and great click-through rate.
It was. Yeah, it was fun. It was, I mean, the show was so wacky, and that it was fun to write about. you know, and then even that one, it's come up 10 other times because, you know, just what, but he thought he was going to get pardoned before the changeover of the president.
Yeah, he thought he was going to get a pardon. You know, that was in the news. Like, you know, they had a team there trying to get him to get pardoned. I mean, like,
they had a limo waiting for him with a hot tub in the back for waiting a pardon, right? And his hairdresser.
Yep.
I mean, I don't think I know anybody
that made the main. Okay, but that made headline news.
Yeah.
That was on, like, the main news was talking about that.
You know, I mean,
people want to see that shit. I mean, like, so give it to them.
Yeah, it was such
and put it in a sandwich. The sandwich is like, get my estate plan.
Right. And that one still hits. That we're able to push it again because the guy
in the end, in the news this business and any business is about the relationship. Because it's funny. I was thinking myself, I was walking around a couple of days ago, working on this house like I do. You know what my other name is? Schneider. Remember that show?
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about.
1 day at a time.
Yeah, 1 day at a time, Schneider. That's me. You know, I'm like, I go to my daughter. I was like, you know what's a funny phenomena about this? I'm like the king of this castle, but also the janitor.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, Nicole, you're probably too young to know Schneider, but for us, we know. He was the super in the building, superintendent. So you're right. I'm the janitor of my house too. There's no.
I don't even know how I got on that, so I got off track.
I'm the king either, but that makes me think of, you know, not just doing these calls and we would come up with these ideas to do the celeb stuff. But we had, you know, also talked about my family and things like that at different times. And I had mentioned to you how my daughter, Gabby, might have interest in being a lawyer. And you had said, why don't you have Gabby interview you about being a lawyer and you know, video that? And I mean, I loved the idea immediately. She took to it right away. We turned it into a little 2-part video on the site.
Yep. It's one of our most popular videos.
And that's very brave of you, because like most attorneys would like not do that because their ego would not let them do that, because a lot of attorneys think that they have to have this persona. But in reality, you want to be who you are to people, because that's why people connect with you. And that's why they'll stay loyal to you, is because it's about the relationship. It's about trust. I know why I was talking about me meandering around being Schneider. It's because I was thinking about my estate plan. And, you know, I've brought it up so many times. I still haven't updated it. I'm like, what is the matter with me? What is the matter with me? And I was just thinking about it. And I was thinking about what you have and what I really want to, because I've talked to a bunch of my other clients about how to really do this, the continuity plan, the estate plan. I think it's the VIP plan.
The VIP program. Yep.
Because to me, that is what I want as a like, I don't have to. I want somebody that is just kind of connected and in line with, that would check in just like you and I do on a coaching call.
Right.
How's it going? How can I help you? You know, you tell me like important things like, well, we're moving. You know, that's a big change. Oh, well, we better get to work on that. Or we have to redesign the website because things have changed. Well, let's get to work on that. You know, that's not a every year conversation. These are things that we're talking about every month. And so what happens is that builds a loyalty, which is a friendship and a trust, right? That we all have.
Sure.
Right.
Because it's not, you know, Nicole, you talk to Matt and other people. It's not just us, but it's the whole company working together. And that's kind of what I'm looking for. And I know a lot of other people, certainly in my position, but all over the map, are looking for not to worry about it. You know, where I can just plug in and say, okay, here's me. Let's meet every month. And we have a questionnaire and like, yes, I had another granddaughter, or yes, we bought another boat, or I sold a boat, or, somebody got a divorce or something, you know what I mean?
Right.
Any change, like, or I might have a whim, or, like change in my business. So many things in my life impact my estate plan
Right.
Yeah,
on a
people don't even
daily
realize.
basis.
Yeah, people don't even realize like
No,
how
it's true.
but it makes a huge impact.
And like we talked about this last time, Michael, is like a lot of times you're doing damage control, right?
Oh,
About
yeah.
because it hasn't been kept up to date.
Yeah. Yep. I see them all the time where I'm looking at plans that are from 15 years ago. I had an 80-year-old guy in the other day, and I said, when's the last time you talked to the lawyer that did this? And he said, what's the date on that? I said, 2007. He said, that's when the last time I talked to the lawyer that did this. And I said, that is a problem.
That's what I'm embarrassed and ashamed to be in that camp. I think, mine's 2013. And I've often said it, but my one is I don't really want to go work with that guy again. I want to find another lawyer, and I want to stick with them. And I think that's what most people want.
Right.
Is to find a lawyer, just like we want to find a doctor, or like I've got my chiropractor. It's not like I'm jumping around from chiropractor to chiropractor. Once you kind of like, okay, you've seen me naked. I'm not going to I don't need to go like show everybody my nakedness. You know what I mean? Like you just get comfortable with one person. And it's kind of like your lawyer, you bared your soul. I've already gone through this excruciating questionnaire that's like 86 pages thick, like, to do the estate. Like, I don't want to do that again.
Yeah.
And I kind of like you, like I like Nicole. I like all the people at the office. I like, you know what I mean? And that's what people, and that's why I think like that kind of plan benefits the client and makes it so much better for them, for me, and for you, because then you're not like, one, I'm sure you feel bad when somebody comes to you and like, shit, why didn't you come and tell me? And they're like, what? Or like, why didn't you call me when this important change? And you wish that you could have something that you would know to reach out to them. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Yeah. And
So I'm all about the VIP program. If I was in Massachusetts, I would sign up for it right away.
Maybe we might need to, at this rate, I'm going to have to come get licensed where you are, because I'm going to do yours, because every time I talk to you, you haven't done it. And the guy did yours hasn't gotten back to you. I'm going to, in however many years.
I know.
But I'm going to have to come and do
get a license here. You got my business. And everybody I know, that's for sure. That's the other thing too, by the way, is that, and here's the big trick, but the trick is that it ain't about SEO. That's not the key. That is not the key to success. That is not the magic purple pill. That is a ingredient in the cake. Like salt. You're gonna miss it if you don't have, or sugar. You're gonna miss it, yeah. But that is not the most important thing. It's not the flour. What it is it's the relationship that you have with your existing clients that carry on, and how you embrace your referrals, right? And you guys do a great job with that.
Yeah, we are.
That you sent, I wish I kept them for a while. But all those nice cards that you sent out and the Christmas presents, was that all your idea, Nicole?
Not all of it, although I did pick out your shirt because that one was just.
Oh, see, that was very nice.
But no, we like to do like personal touches. Like this year, our card had everyone in the office on it, just because you don't want to hire a lawyer, you want to hire a person. So that's the way we look at it. So we do a lot of personal touches, just because if I was on the other foot, that's what I would want.
I'm in a mastermind group called the Titans Mastermind, which is a great group of many CEOs from all levels. And it was a virtual mastermind, but one of the speakers was Dean Jackson, who is a very well-known marketer in the GKIC Dan Kennedy world. And and in our box, in our shock and awe, we got this one of the books. It's a nice little book. But Breakthrough DNA, and it's a great little read that I recommend to you guys to get 8 profit activators you can trigger in your business right now. And as I was reading through it, because you can look at it, I think the big point that I just want to pull out of this, because we were just kind of touching on it, is that there's really 3 parts to your business: the before, during, and after. You have like 3 clients before, and it's the same person, but they become 3 different kinds of clients: before, during, and after. And you treat them differently during each, because the before, they don't know you. So you know what I mean? It's like dating.
It's building the trust in the before.
Right. So you're having a different conversation, different messaging. You're building trust. You're right. You're building trust. You need to prove yourself. So that at that point, it's proof of concept, and it's not what's important to you. It's what's important to them. And what's hard sometimes about that for any business is that the lawyer doesn't think that what the client is saying or asking is important. And so they're like, whatever. But that's exactly what they need to be paying attention to, because that's the language that person is using in the before process.
Right.
The during is after they become a client. And that is while you're working with them and you're nurturing the relationship. There's a marketing that goes into that. That's when, you give them all here's all my swag, and here's everything, flowers, and like they feel like, oh my gosh, I love it here. That's when you like welcome home. You are home, and they love it. And that experience is, and what are they going to do right then? That's the time when they're the hottest, and that's when they tell everybody about you.
Yeah.
That's when you have most control, is when you're working on it, and and they're waiting for the outcome. Then they get the product, whatever it is, and then they become an after client.
Right.
Yeah.
Because, and especially in your world, you're going to continue, and you want to continue to sell them services that they need. Right. We were just talking about that, which is, come on in and update this damn estate plan. It's not my estate plan. It's your estate plan, not mine.
Yeah. That's where lots of estate planning lawyers fail, is at the after. They can have a great.
That's so common.
But they fail at the after. We're pretty.
How do you guys feel about how you do with that?
We're good at it. I always think that there's room for improvement with anything, but we're good at it. It's something that we're clear to with our clients from the beginning, that we want to establish a relationship. We're not going to give you your stuff and send you on your way and never talk to you again. We have to stay in touch. It's imperative that we stay in touch. And so, I mean, Nicole is good at that, as far as making sure that they're always getting a touch from us. You know what I mean? Not a month goes by where they don't get some sort of touch from us.
After clients that are done and moved on.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Because those people will refer and refer.
Right.
Yeah.
And they'll refer people like them.
Right.
And so the more that you can hone down perfect clients, the more perfect your referrals will be. And the less you will even want those people that come in from Google searches. You already know the difference.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, there's a big difference.
No comparison. And we never want someone to go, hey, what's their name again? Those the people that did our estate planning.
Right.
Who are that? We always want to be top of mind. We never want them to go, who the hell was that? So
it'll be so, well, you got such a great name. Monteforte is such a regal name. It's a really cool name. So That was cool a couple years ago, before, right when you went to Italy, and you met and hung out with some Montefortes over there, right?
Yeah, they ran their gelato shop.
That was very cool.
My kids took pictures with all the grandmas and everything that were in
Yeah.
there making the gelato. It was so funny. We just found it randomly.
Yep.
It
The
was
good old days.
right when you could
Good old
you could
days.
travel.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
Not to go back on that, but hey, it is what it is.
right. You know, but so I mean, what we try and do from the beginning is form relationships, and that's what's great about our relationship with you guys. You didn't just do my website and say, okay, see you later. Being able to have our continual follow-up and the coaching and that sort of thing has been instrumental for us in helping us grow, where you could just be easily, okay, here's your site, see you later, call us when you want to update it. But because the way you guys do things is to have relationships with your clients, we're able to, and it benefits us both to be able to be in touch all the time. And
it's funny. I'm glad you said that. I appreciate you saying that. We weren't always like that. I used to screw that one up bad. I screwed up the after part where we did not have a coaching program. We did not have, so we had a hole. And, if they didn't go to services, if they weren't being taken care of in services and they were a do-it-yourselfer, they were on their own.
Yeah.
And it was like, well, here's DSS and here's some training videos and here's and we would do webinars and we did the user group, but not the hand holding that we do now.
Sure.
And so we had attrition problems, like we'd have people leave, because they would forget the value. We would stop showing the value. And that's really the point here, is that, and that's another reason why I think that your VIP program needs to, we got to get back on pushing that and getting that out, because it reestablishes your value to your clients consistently. And that's what I learned. And so like a couple years ago, we were like, okay, everybody that launches, I'm going to meet with them every month and we're just going to make it part of the routine. And I didn't have it perfectly laid out. I didn't kind of know what was going to happen, or roadblocks or issues or potholes or all that, me. And I just said, let's do it. And we started, and you were, I think you were one of the early ones, honestly.
Yeah.
And you, along with, other guy that I know that you have a little mastermind or something with these guys, Ed Littlejohn and,
Sure.
and Kevin McManus and all of this, this group that kind of like Antonio, you all kind of came out, and I started working with everybody, and each of you has progressed so well on your own, but you just needed, it's not that we get on here and it's like, what have you done? It's more like, here's some good things to do, and it's your choice to whether if you go and take advantage of that or not. And you just did. So the testament is really on you, that you've been able to do it. And then you had the wherewithal to get Nicole, and lucky.
Best decision ever.
I agree. Best decision ever. And so you got her, and she just, like a hand in a glove, she just took it on and like learned DSS and just has made that so much better. So credit to you, businessman, lawyer.
And we get each other. So it's just,
that's true. You guys do. Like I said it when you guys didn't hear this, but when I first got on, I felt like I was in a job interview. I was like, yes, ma'am.
We
yes,
did
sir.
a few of the, because we're hiring.
I know, it's kind of,
we did do a few kind of like this, because we're hiring a lawyer now. She's starting in 2 weeks, a week and a half. And so, this is how we have to do
the principal's office. That's another one. I could be at the principal's office.
I like that.
So, or somebody recently, someone thought she was my sister.
Yeah.
I don't know. she's too much younger than me to be my sister.
I don't know. You guys look good together. So.
Yeah.
So.
I was based off that, we just work.
It's all about marketing.
So, seriously though, I rave about you guys. I can't thank you and your team enough for everything that you guys have done for me. I shout it to the rooftops every chance I get.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate that, but it's like what we were saying even before. You can go and get P90X, which is probably one of the best do-it-yourself workout programs that you can get. I've done it. I've been through it many times, and cheated every time, and never did it 100%. If you do it 100% the way that they say, you're going to be like ripped like Tony Horton. Right. But if you cheat, you're not, and you got to accept that and know. And like, I guess what I'm saying here is like, all I do is provide, a great product. We're not WordPress, as we're proprietary. We have our own technology designed that way to be better and faster than everybody else. And we've created a system, software, DSS, that guys like you take advantage of, and that we just make it better and better. We make it better and better with feedback from you guys,
right,
on how to to improve that. And that's one of my big pushes, and it really takes clients like you guys to make us a better company. And we got to stick together today. Like, we're gonna get run over by the big dogs that are like trying to take over the planet, and it's us little local businesses that have to stick together.
Yeah.
And because you got to work with people that care. Ultimately, you got to work with people that care about your business, and that's the thing. You care about your people, your clients. Obviously, that shows, and that's how you continue to grow. Because if you weren't a good lawyer, no matter how Nicole does, no matter what a great marketer she is, and she is, if you're not a good lawyer, she's got nothing to market. So that's another thing. You got to remember that all the time. You have to deliver a great product.
Which he does.
Yeah, he does.
We try. You should hear them on the phone. They guys say, "Oh, they're making me sound so important." Oh my god! My kids would just roll their eyes at that.
Yeah. Of course.
Okay, Dad. Whatever.
Like, see, listen. I am important.
Dad knows what he's talking about. And they say, sure, Dad. Oh my god.
Well, if any of your listeners are like frustrated with their website or their digital marketing, or don't have a clue, and they're looking for some help, it doesn't cost anything to get an analysis done. If they go to fwmanalysis.com, that's a good way to get started. And we work mostly with lawyers and doctors, but we'll hear you out if you're any other kind of business. We have some other businesses that we can help in certain circumstances. We've got like some gyms. Actually, one of my buddies, Somnath. I don't know if you know Som, but he's been on a podcast. He's a twofer.
Okay.
Podcast. Like, you're a twofer.
Yeah, I'm a twofer.
You're a twofer. But he's a badass. He's a master 7th degree. There's only like a few of him. Like, he can kill you with his pinky toe.
Yeah.
Not that he would. He's a really nice guy.
Sure.
But he could.
He could. There you go.
And he was so fat. Anyway, we do his website. In pre-COVID, he went from like 0 to hero, and like was able to open up like 2 more shops and stuff. Point is, we'll entertain and talk to any other businesses too, to see if we can help them. It's not just lawyers and doctors, although that is our specialty, but not in Boston, not anywhere, not if you're an estate planner in Massachusetts.
Everybody else, non-estate planning attorneys around here, that's totally fine. And Nicole will throw the link in here as well.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that I can't recommend you guys enough and thank you enough.
Thank you.
I appreciate
Thanks, guys.
it. Thank you so much for taking the time. This was awesome. I appreciate it. I
Yeah.
appreciate you guys so much and for helping us do what we do. Just unending thanks, from
Well,
me.
thank you, buddy.
We have my wife, my kids. They're all, we all owe you a lot. So.
Oh, well, thank you.
So
Thank you
appreciate
so
it.
much for
All right,
saying
my
that.
friend. All right. Thanks so much.